Gordon the Big Engine has been pulling the Big Express for many years and loves it very much. Lately, however, Gordon had been quite busy and was beginning to feel burnt out.
You need rest,
said Sir Topham Hatt to Gordon one morning.
I'd like to send you to crew for a while to restore your energy.
Gordon wanted to protest, but he knew Sir Topham Hatt was right. Who will take my coaches? He asked.
Don't worry, Gordon. We'll find another engine to pull the express while you're gone.
Gordon's trip to crew was arranged and he left the next day. Sir Topham Hatt called on Boco to fill Gordon's role for a few days.
Of course. I will help, sir,
said Boco.
I would consider it an honor to pull the express.
Very good.
Sir Topham Hatt smiled. Later that afternoon, Boco waited patiently at the station for Diesel to shunt the evening express train behind him. But Diesel was in a foul mood.
Coaches, coaches, coaches! Why can't Thomas or Percy shunt these foul boxes on wheels? I have better things to do.
Boco heard Diesel and spoke severely to him.
Thomas and Percy don't complain about shunting coaches. They're really useful engines. You should learn from their example.
Diesel scuffed. He didn't like the steam engines bossing him about, and he was certainly not going to be told what to do by another Diesel. But instead of arguing, he decided to play a trick on Boco.
Oh, I don't mean any disrespect to the coaches, or to Thomas and Percy.
Diesel oozed.
I'm only upset because I've heard about these coaches.
What about these coaches?
I'm afraid for you, Boco. I've heard that these coaches are haunted.
Diesel pretended to be scared, but Boco was having none of it.
Don't be daft.
Boco laughed.
It's true,
Diesel replied.
I've heard it from our dear Sir Topham Hatt. These coaches are old and spirits walk up and down their corridors, screeching into the night.
You're full of sour oil,
Boco said, but he did feel uneasy. Then the guard's whistle blew and Boco jumped. Diesel smiled deviously as he realized his plan was working.
Just remember what I said. There are spirits about.
Soon Boco was out on the main line with the evening express. He was making great time and the ride was very smooth indeed. The sky had turned dark and the moonlight showered the countryside below in bright shades.
This is lovely. I can see why Gordon loves pulling the express.
As they approached the top of Gordon's hill, the driver checked Boco's speed. As Boco began to brake, he heard a strange noise echoing from the coaches. It lasted only for a few moments, but then it came back, louder and louder. It sounded to Boco like something was screeching.
Screeching?
Boco gasped.
Diesel was right.
And without thinking, Boco let off his brakes and began speeding down the hill.
Slow down, boy! Slow down!
His driver bellowed, but Boco was frantic. The station came into view, and Boco's driver knew that if Boco didn't slow down, there might be a crash. The driver wheeled around and turned the emergency brake on. The brakes on the train clamped down hard, and Boco came to a sputtering standstill just outside the station. The passengers were furious. They clambered out of the coaches and told Boco and his driver how silly they were. Soon Sir Topham Hatt arrived to see what the matter was.
Boco, I am very disappointed in you. Your driver should not have used the emergency brake on you. You are not a rally car.
It was the ghosts, sir,
Boco said.
Ghosts? What ghosts?
There was a screeching, like a phantom, screaming in the night.
Sir Topham Hatt walked over to the coaches and inspected them. 'Them. 'Em. 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 ' When he came back, he was smiling.
There's no ghosts here,
said Sir Topham Hatt.
These coaches were screeching because their brakes are becoming worn down. They need to be serviced.
It was only the brakes, sir?
Yes, Boco. I'm surprised with you. You have always been so realistic about matters. How did the idea of ghosts haunting the train ever get into your head?
Boco told him about Diesel.
I see.
The next day, Sir Topham Hatt spoke severely to Diesel.
I will not tolerate you manipulating my entrance, Diesel. Your story put a lot of passengers in danger.
Diesel simply stood there, silent and sullen.
I think it's time I put an end to your deeds once and for all. From now on, you will work at the scrapyards, long away from any of my engines.
The scrapyard, sir? That's a desolate place.
Good. You belong there.
Diesel was speechless.